Hey there, this is Beth, and this came in the mail today. I've been on the fence as to whether to get the Heart of Faery Oracle by Brian and Wendy Froud for a long time. This is actually a used like new copy. It got a little crunched in the mail. Here's the inside box. I've already kind of taken it out and started looking at it. The cards came with this wrapped around it. It's pretty basic. You cannot keep your cards in this. And comes with a good book. Once again, another nice book. The book, it's roughly around 100 something pages. It's pictures. It's not going to lack for helping you get information if you're feeling like you need to get information. Plenty of written stuff, how to use the cards. There's an introduction, a little preface. And this deck is divided up into the Fairy Queens, the Queen's Consorts, the Archetypes, Sprites, Ladies, Tricksters, and the Journey. And like I said, just got this, barely started looking through it, so don't particularly have like a real deep feel for it yet. That's 80. I can't read. I'm looking at page 98, not 89. The Journey. Journey takes the reader to the heart of Faery and back to the edge where the journey begins. And stand for stages of the journey, blah, blah, blah. Okay. They're kind of broken up. Somewhat similar. You know, I'm not even going to get into similarities with the other deck. I think that's a whole nother video. Great book. What I've read of it seems substantial. You know, it's not like, you know, each page has at least a page of info on each card, which is really nice. The cards, of course, are Froud's work, and the little skull from last video's taken off. The back, I do like that. It's those kind of wings, hearts, and sacred geometry and roots, and I kind of like that back quite a bit. Gotta be truthful. I really love the back. This is actually the last card. Beautiful artwork. It's by Froud. I mean, he's a great artist. You know, he does very beautifully. And this is supposed to be geared more towards romantic, actually just relationships. Not even romantic, just relationships in general. I do feel the other one has a little bit of the masculine feminine polarity. This one has a lot more. Because, you know, queens are kind of like female and the consorts are male. And in some ways, I kind of wish there was a little more ambiguity. I kind of like things that push the androgynous edge a lot. So who was that? Was that Queen of Laughter? So tell you love. Okay, I'm not confused. I have no brain today, but that's okay. So, Captive Man. And see, like, this is a nice one. This one is really Faery. You know, if you know anything about Faery and say, who's good? Tamlin. The Tamlin story is excellent, excellent. Captive Man story. Deals with Tamlin, a guy who gets captured by Faery, can't get free, and Janet comes and basically frees him. It's been a while since I've read the poem. Really good poem. If you're interested in Faery, that's the kind of stuff you read to understand things like the Captive Man and where this is coming from. He's one of those guys that got knockered down into Faery and is stuck there. So, I mean, like that, I get it. You know, I get why there's that polarity, but I wish it pushed the edge a little more. You know, they're beautiful pictures. Nothing lacking. I actually really love this back. The more I look at the back, because I'm like, Look at this, I'm holding them up. Love the book. See, like this, I think technically, and they tell you how many are in each category this time. Last time they did not. Consorts. 14. Let's see here. 13, 14. Thief. Shapeshifter. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I just got this. I don't know the divisions very well. Oh, the consort stock with the thief. See, like this shapeshifter, here's kind of the androgyny vibe that I'm talking about. It's like there's, okay, male, and that could be anything out there. And you do run into a lot of things that are very ambiguous and fairy. And so, you know, I like that one about the other one. A lot of things are kind of just, they may have a male or female feel, but they're not necessarily that. And it's kind of a different, you know, it's like you'll have kind of these almost monochromatic things such as this and Lord of the Forest, you know, and then this previous card kind of just pops out at you. So now 19, I think we're into archetypes now. This is the archetypes. Lord of the Forest starts the archetypes. Okay. So then see, once again, you've got the eternal masculine, and then Lady of the Forest, who is the feminine. So you definitely have that god goddess kind of groove going on here, which frankly it doesn't really bother me, but I know some people kind of get annoyed with it. And you know, gender roles are changing so much and so fast these days that, you know, why does the maiden have to be a maiden? She can be a young male who is innocent. And you know, I feel just more and more called, you know, to not name the genders and things like that. Child, not my favorite one. Hero. Why can't the hero be a girl? Yeah, so it's that kind of stuff. And it's just, you know, it's nitpicky. I like that. Like the crone. See, the crone is almost very ambiguous. That crone could be anything. It could be an old man. It could be an old woman. And typically crones are female. Yes, I realize that. But this is what I'm talking about. Freud has that kind of gender pushing aspect to his art, and I kind of wish I'd see it more here. Like, oh my god, it's David Bowie in Labyrinth, but it's not. That's what that totally reminds me of. Jareth from Labyrinth. Oh, Green Man's really pretty. See, and I get it because it's about relationships, but not all relationships are male female, and I think that's kind of what's bugging me. It's like when I do romantic stuff for people, I don't refer to he or she. I use they, because a lot of times I don't know what their sexual orientation is, and sometimes I don't even know if they're transgender, you know, or if they're in that kind of a transitioning phase. I don't know what they're identifying as sometimes even. And I just, yeah. So it's a lot of duality for relationships to me. The Smith. Ooh, I kind of like, that's a cool concept. Ooh, looks like ravens. Ravens flying by. There's a lot to like in this one. And I think I am kind of going to do a comparison video later on once I get to know these a little better. See, oh, I like that. Star Fairy. Pretty. Reminds me of the singers of the other deck. And you have things like Fairies of Naughtiness. Okay, you know, Freud has always had kind of a tongue-in-cheek, kitschy vibe to him. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't work. The Fixer. Huh. Interesting. There's the Fixer. Beautiful artwork. Don't regret buying this at all. I would not have regretted buying it if I decided to not buy used. Yeah, it's definitely a lovely deck. Has lovely pictures, and I'll use it. If I could only have one of the front decks, definitely the first one, the Faery Oracle, would be totally the one I would buy. Just because I feel like it has a bit more range, and granted, this one's kind of geared towards relationships. You know, it just, oh, she's cute. I like her. You get a little bit more, like you have a little bit more variation, such as, this is more of a pencil drawing, as is this one, with some of the pencil drawing with watercolor washes that you don't get in the other one. Yeah, it just is what it is. I think you have a personal decision to make. Ooh, Paradox is cool. Look at that. Kind of reminds me slightly of the Oakman. Yeah. See, this is the stuff I love about Fred. This is the kind of stuff that really just tickles me. Tickles me very, as it were. I'm not feeling very pink today, so the leaving. The remembrance. Look at that face. Wow. And see there again, there's the androgyny I love within Froud's work. And I wish in a relationship deck there was more of this androgyny. That can be a boy or a girl. That can be whoever I need it to be. And it's like anything. It's like getting court cards. Queens can be guys. Not saying that, a male can't be represented by a female and a female can't be represented by a male. But, I like that one. Some in this day and age, and granted, when did this come out? It's been a while. But just with, the gay community, just with that, let alone not even moving into transgender and all that kind of stuff that's starting to come to the forefront. Where's that page? It's not showing. Open the book. Acknowledgements. Yeah. Huh. I don't know what year these were copyrighted or printed. Okay. Finish up the deck. Like, does it have to be a girl? And, it's like you had the captive man. So you have temptation here, and she's a girl lost in a forest. Could that not be the captive man being lost in a forest? And Freud tends to be, he does a lot of female work as far as faces and stuff. That definitely is part of what he does. Oh, she's gorgeous. She's featured on the front, I believe. But I just kind of wish there was a little more ambiguity and not quite so much duality of male-female. I don't know what these last 3 cards are. Oh well. When I kind of start working with this one a little more heavily, I will let you know. That kind of bugs me. Just because I think everyone should be free to love who they want to love. I really don't care what your sexual orientation is or how you identify. And I feel that all too often, especially like this kind of stuff, especially because you have that whole lord and lady thing, you can get things pigeonholed and shoved into that lord and lady thing. And yes, I work with the lord lady thing, but at the same time, if I was to do something that I want to be romantic, a deck that was based on relationships and you know people are using this romantic love of more ambiguity. I think that's what I wish. I think the other one, even though you do have some of that Lord Lady thing and the polarity and the duality of gender roles, you get just a little more ambiguity. It's more ambiguous. Is that a word? Ambiguous. I can't even say it. Ambiguity in it. And that's part of what I really love about the first one. But we'll see what happens. I love the back. Oh my god. Love that back. I just love that back so much. So I'm gonna, I'll be playing with these. And I like the artwork. Some people are like, they're pale shadow of the other deck. And I don't feel that. I'm feeling this is very much its own entity. It has its own look. It has its own feel to it. It has its own vibe. It's even like the categories are a little different than the original one. So we'll find out what happens with it. Bye bye, and talk to you later.